Hello, and welcome back to my series about my experience with The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. It is a book about unblocking your creativity in many aspects of your life. My name's Grace, and I've been creatively blocked for several years now, and I've decided to record and post my experience with the program as a way to rebuild my confidence and find my voice. I have not showered or put makeup on today. I have had a really long but really good and productive week. So let me just get into everything. Like I said, this week has been really good. I have a lot to talk about and I am exhausted. I really pushed myself to be as productive as possible in terms of art output and other goals I've been putting off. For example, I've been procrastinating making scallion pancakes for weeks, and I finally made them this week. It was part of one of the goals from week 6 that I just never got around to doing. I still need to make a collage, but I'm waiting on that because I got a few more flowers pressed that I want to laminate and include in the collage. And I also am tentatively working on a postcard design. These are both tasks from week 7 that I never got to. But the postcard design is kind of like a slow thing. Like I feel like I'm having trouble getting inspired and thinking of a composition. But anyway, the tasks this week were really easy and they involved a lot more writing than doing, which was nice because now I don't have more stuff to add to my to-do list. 2 in particular that I really liked were the goal search and the ideal day exercises. The goal search asks you to name your dream. In a perfect world, I would secretly love to blank. And then the second part of the task asks you to name one concrete goal that basically signifies that you have achieved this dream or identity or whatever you put in the blank. This signifies true north, as she puts it. And then the rest of the task, it's kind of like a multi-part task. You are supposed to go through small steps that would bring you closer and closer to your true north goal. And you end up at the end of it with kind of like a 1-year, 2-year, 5-year plan, depending on how you want to write it. There's flexibility in there, but she does encourage you to think about what you can do this week. What can you do 2 days from now? What can you do today? What can you do right now to just get a little bit closer? There are a lot of quotes from this chapter that ring very true for me because I suffer from perfectionism and that tends to paralyze me. There are a lot of quotes in this chapter about how artists can be dramatic and we can get caught up in the big picture before we've even begun to start the painting. We'll kind of think about like, oh, well, what, like, for example, so one thing that I would like to do is eventually at some point I'd like to open some kind of Etsy store or print shop, and instead of actually drawing things and making paintings and that kind of thing, I will sit and like spin my wheels about the shipping process and the finances and all of these little things that have nothing to do with the making of the art itself. That's somehow less scary than doing the actual act of making the art. And I'm reminded here of the phrase, just eat the frog. Let me get back to my script because I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Anyway, for my goal search task, there are 3 things that I could have picked for it that came to mind immediately. That was painter, writer / novelist, and concept design artist. I feel myself gravitating towards painter more in my daily life because I feel like those goals are getting really easy for me to meet. I'm finally finishing a painting in a day or 2, sometimes even just 1 day, which was really hard to do at first, and that's been getting a lot easier. And those feel like very actionable, accessible steps that I can take to get closer to actually selling my art one day. Writing is also obviously very accessible, but it's really helpful to have someone who's kind of like, coaching you that you've paid for, not just something that is like generic advice that there's no structure to. I highly encourage anyone who's doing the artist way to in tandem do some kind of workshop with an artist that you like, whether it's, like a dance class or a writing workshop, like whatever speaks to you, do that at the same time and kind of see where those two things lead you. I keep going off script, I need to stop that. Anyway, I would say writing is maybe in second place for me right now, and then concept design artist is in third place, unfortunately, even though I love that one. But it does feel more intimidating just because there's such a high learning curve with software that I need to learn. And I am still working on building up a visual library of ideas to imagine new concepts from. So I think that one will have to come later. And that's okay. Okay, let me talk about the check-in stuff. How many days this week did you do your morning pages? Have you been very tempted to abandon them? It's weird that she says this because I did want to abandon them a lot this week. I don't know why. There were a few moments where suddenly I felt like I wasn't doing them right. Suddenly they felt kind of pointless. And I realized maybe I have been writing them a little bit too much instead of just letting it be free form stream of consciousness. As soon as I kind of got back to that very choppy, insane writing, where I'm literally typing things like, okay, yeah, whatever, like just I'm typing out the filler words as well. I don't know if anyone else does that. That seems to help me not get distracted if I am not trying to complete full sentences. That helps me get it all out more. It feels more efficient or effective in some way. But I definitely had several moments this week where I was like, oh my God, I don't even want to do these this week for some reason, even though I've been very dedicated to doing them in the past and I want to continue. They just feel weird this week. But I think I kind of got back in the hang of it near the end of the week. So did you do your artist date this week? Have you been allowing workaholism or other commitments to sabotage this practice? What did you do and how did it feel? This week I did my artist date pretty early. I did it on Tuesday this week and I went on a wildflower walk. We just went to this park and the organizers had set up little flags along the trail and flagged them with different species of wildflowers that they'd identified. And they gave us a little pamphlet so that you could check off the ones that you saw. You could also look at another pamphlet they provided that had the medicinal uses and history, like a little blurb about each of them. And it was really fun. It was like kind of a brisk walk. And I was a little stressed out because I thought it was a timed event. I thought I had to be there right at 1, but it turns out I could have showed up at any time. But anyway, it was really fun. It might have been my best artist date yet. The Cat Cafe is very close though. So I really enjoyed that, and I am still really enjoying the more structured artist dates where there's an activity. I am not gonna lie, also I didn't think I would have the courage or discipline to keep planning activities like that and following through with them. So I'm very proud of myself and I couldn't be more happy with the results. Okay, did you experience any synchronicity this week and what was it? I don't know. I feel like I lost the synchronicity early on. To me, synchronicity is when themes or words or concepts that you've been thinking about already kind of suddenly appear in your external life one way or another. And I think that's the distinction to me between synchronicity and coincidence or just being lucky. I will say maybe I've experienced a little bit of like slow burn synchronicity with this local book club that I've been hearing a lot about. Like it's come up 4 or 5 times in the past few weeks, ever since like week 3 or 4 of this program. So that tells me maybe I should look more into the book. I already have a lot on my to be read list, so we'll see how that works out. But that's my attempt at synchronicity for this week. And finally, were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery, and describe them? Again, recognizing when I don't get enough sleep and I don't feel good, I should just go ahead and let go and let myself just chill instead of kind of like getting in this stuck place of like, I don't feel good, I don't want to do anything. So I'm just gonna sit on my phone for several hours and stall and then ultimately decide I'm not going to do anything I planned to do that day. It's like I wish I was spending less time on the phone during that interim period. Not a super exciting insight, but finally, here are some of my paintings from this week. I've done 3 so far, and I'm hoping to do the 4th soon. So cross your fingers for me that it ends up in this video by the time I get to editing. On Monday, I painted some bananas. Did not love how they turned out because I had a yellow underpainting that ended up really desaturating the blue that I used for the background. Also, my proportions got super weird here. I don't know what happened. But I finished it in one day, which was kind of crazy. Tuesday, I did some lemons and learned my lesson about the yellow underpainting. So this turned out a lot more vibrant and beautiful. I did it in kind of 1.5 days. Like I did the details a day after doing the bulk of the color. And Wednesday, I didn't do anything. Thursday, I did this little ghosty cup with an avocado seed in it, and this is something from my color theory course, so that's where the reference is from there. And I have to credit my color theory course instructor for how vibrant the colors came out. It's definitely, again, proportions are not my strong suit here, even though I kind of use the grid method for this. But I tried to keep telling myself, the color is the important part. And again, I do feel myself getting faster at recognizing what color needs to go where and mixing colors. So I consider that a win either way. And Friday, today, after I shoot this video, I am going to be working on some mushrooms. So please pray for me that you see some mushrooms right now. And I don't know how they're going to turn out, but maybe I'll put a little caption here about my thoughts on it. I don't know. And if it's not there, that's okay, but let's get some mushrooms in the next video, at least. As for speaking of, the next video, I'm not really sure when I'll post again because I'm going out of town for a few days, and I'm not sure how it will mesh with the lesson from week 9 until I get there. But I will try to stay on schedule and get something out next Sunday. We'll see. But thank you for watching, and until next time.